Hey, and welcome to today's training on what you need to know before you start creating Facebook ads and boosting posts. So before we even go into that training and I talk you through how to boost posts and how to create your own Facebook ads, and of course, if you already know this, you don't need to watch these trainings. This is for those of you who have never boosted posts before, who have never used Facebook ads before. There are two key things that you need to have a look at and dive into in your business so that when it comes to setting up those ads or boosting those posts, you know exactly what you're doing with them. So the two areas that you need to know are, firstly, choosing an ad objective, and we're going to be going into that, what that means and how you do it in a moment. And secondly, choosing the audience that you're boosting it to or you're sending those ads out to. Both of them are key things when it comes to whether Facebook ads are successful or not in your business. And there are different ways to do both of them. So today is really just about introducing them to you and you starting to get an idea of what they're about and you starting to play with them just a little bit, okay? So let's first dive into the ad objective. Now, Facebook are going to give you an option when it comes to the ad objective, whether you're boosting posts or whether you're actually in Ads Manager creating a proper ad. And the ads objective is basically what you want to do from that point. So let me just share my screen quickly because I want to give you an example of the options that come up both in Ads Manager and when you're boosting posts. So let's have a look at Ads Manager first. Now, hopefully you can see my screen. This is in Ads Manager. Once you've said create new ad, this is what pops up for you. And it's a page that shows the different objectives that you can choose. So the kind of things that we can do with Facebook ads are, as you can see from the list here, it can be just about brand awareness, it can be about reach, it can be about creating traffic, so sending people towards a specific place that we want them to look at. So for example, a blog post. It could be about creating engagement with that blog post, so getting those likes or comments on it. Ignore the app installs, you don't need to know about that. It could be about getting video views. So if you've done a Facebook Live or if you've uploaded a video, it might just be about getting eyes on that video. So it might be video views. Lead generation is something that we'll come back to later on. You don't need to worry about that now. Messages, again, that means it's coaxing people to message you from whatever content you're putting out there as your ad. Down this side, the one that's interesting here is conversions. Now, conversion ads are fabulous for business because they're really measurable and you can create very specific ads and know exactly what it's costing for someone to actually convert to getting on a call or buying a product from you. But we're going to look at conversions another day. So right now, the objectives that we're specifically kind of looking at, and the main ones are traffic, which is up here, engagement, and video views. They're going to be the main ones. So video views, it's got to be a video for that, but otherwise engagement is a great one. And especially if you're boosting posts, engagement or if it's video views are the two key objectives that you're going to be using. So that's how it looks in Ad Manager. Let me just show you for a moment. Let me stop sharing that screen. And let me instead show you what it looks like when, so I'm just trying to find the page. Oh, hang on, I'm going to have to just stop that 1 second while I click onto a different page for you, because I also want to show you what it looks like when it comes to, there we go, when it comes to boosting a post, so you know what to expect from that as well. Okay, so hopefully again you can see my screen. This is what pops up when you click boost post. So if you can only boost a post, by the way, on your Facebook business page. You cannot boost a post from your personal profile. So that's the first thing that's really important just to know. When you've created posts from your business page, you will see quite often that there's a boost now button on there. And if you click that boost now button, this is what pops up. And for now, all we're looking at is at the top here, you can see in the left-hand corner, it says objective. So same as on the Ads Manager that we just looked at, you get to choose the objective. So at the moment, it quite often sets it for you. It assumes that it knows what it is. So normally it's just a matter of double checking it's the right one. So for me, it knows that this particular post was a video. So it's saying video views is the objective. I can change that if I want to. It gives me some options. So I can either go for video views or I can go for messages. in this case, but it will sometimes give you different options. So that's what I wanted you to see for now, just so that you know what those two places look like. And so that you know you're either at the moment, especially if you're boosting posts, either choosing engagement so that people click, they look at it, they click any of the clickables on it, or it's video views. So they're the two ways that we're going to be growing your audience using either Facebook ads or Facebook boosts. By the way, Facebook boosts or Facebook ads. It's the simple, easy way to create an ad really quickly to get started, if you've been wondering what the difference is. So that's your ad objective. That bit's pretty simple, okay? The slightly more complicated bit, and this is going to evolve as your business grows, and this is going to be something that you constantly work on and constantly improve within your business, is the audience. Because your audience is key when it comes to you putting your ads out there. The more that you can target your specific ideal clients on Facebook, the lower the cost will be to bring in that audience, to attract that audience, because it's going to be more relevant for them. They're going to be more interested. Facebook is going to go, oh wow, like these people are loving this post or this video. So the cost per click or the cost per watch is going to be much, much cheaper. So the key in successful Facebook ads is nailing your audience, because if your audience really love what you're creating, it's going to make it really cheap, really cost effective. If they don't, your Facebook ads are going to be costing you a lot of money in terms of how many eyes look at your post or click through your post or convert, depending on what that ad objective is. If you haven't got the audience right, you're going to be throwing away money on Facebook. But it is a process of learning. It is trial and error a little bit, because it takes a bit of time for you to figure out who your ideal audience really is. Okay, so when it comes to audience, you are asked a couple of questions. And again, I'm going to pop over to this so I can show you the options that come up. Bear with me again, I'm just bringing the page up for you. So again, within Ads Manager, this is what it looks like when it comes to choosing, when it comes to choosing your audience. Now, at this point, you won't have a saved audience, so we're not worried about that. You'll be creating a new audience. So ignore the custom audiences bit. We're not looking at that today. Decisions to make are, what location are your audience in? Are you going to hit UK? UK and Ireland are a great starting point, but you might be saying, actually I want my business to be in Europe, or I want my business to be in Canada, or I want my business to be in America. So if that's the case, you would put in those places here, and you can add as many places as you want into this locations area. So everyone in this location, you can change that if you want to. And you put in your locations here. This is obviously a little bit different on your boosted post, but again, I'm going to show you that in a moment. You can choose the age of those people, the gender of those people, and the language of those people. I always just pop in English, and I would go English all. So that bit's pretty straightforward. Here's where it gets a little bit more complicated, and also where the magic can happen. This is where you can do so much amazing stuff with Facebook ads, and it's when it comes to detailed targeting. Now, before you can really dive into detailed targeting, you really need to be thinking about your ideal client, your soul client. What do you know about them? So for example, when I'm going into detailed targeting, I will ask myself, well, what other pages might they be interested in Facebook? Who else might they be following on Facebook? So I might be like, well, they might be following Amy Porterfield or Fabian Fredrickson or Emily Williams. They would be people that I would put in their names here. So you can literally, you can link it to people if you want, only if they're big names though. If they're small names, it won't count them, but big names it will. Your Tony Robbins, your Oprah Winfrey's, all of that kind of thing. Absolutely, you can target them in here. Other things though is you could say people who like a particular book, so people who like The Secret, or people who like Think and Grow Rich, or something else like that. And you can add in lots of these things. Now at the moment I wouldn't be adding in tons, because we want to see what works really effectively for you. At the moment, this is about just getting started. So we don't need to be perfectionists about this at this point. I want you to think about what are the people might your ideal client be following on Facebook, because that's one option. Where else do they hang out? What other likes do they have? It might be what do they read? It might be what other associations are they part of. So Female Entrepreneur Association might be one that I might pop in detailed targeting. It's those kind of things that I want you to start thinking about when it comes to creating your target audience. The other thing in Facebook ads is that you can exclude people. So you can put people who only have their own business, for example, or people who only work from home, or people who only have an income of over a certain amount. Really play with this. What I would say is spend a bit of time playing in this area, playing with popping in different interests and things and seeing what comes up, because you'll be stunned by how specifically you can actually target people. This is a little bit different on your boosted post. So again, let me show you on boosted posts what this looks like. Okay, let me share my screen again. So on boosted posts, it looks like this. So again, you're choosing, you can put your location in, the age, the gender. You could choose, and this is where, if you're building up your page, it might be that you just want to target people on your page. So you might be like, actually, I just want everyone who's already on my page to see this post. At which point you just be putting that post out at £1 or £2 a day, not very much at all. £1 or £2, like total, that's it. You might think, oh, I want to target these people and their friends. Or you might want to create a bit more targeting than that, and it usually, in this instance, it doesn't look like it's giving me create new, oh hang on, it's going slow because I'm recording it on Zoom. Create new audience, for example. And you can see, hold on, come on Facebook, hurry up. There we go. So you can see, you again get that detailed targeting button down here where you can add it all in, and you get the exclude button as well if you want to do that. And it will tell you just here the size of your audience. Is it a big audience or a small audience? If this is something that you want to go out and have on long term, you need a big audience. You need to be thousands upon thousands of people. If you're just targeting people who like your page, it might just be at this point 100 people or 200 people, at which point you only want to spend £1 or £2. But we'll go into how much you're spending in detail in a different training. Today is not focusing on that. Today, it's really just about you starting to play with, firstly, what is the ad objective, so that you're clear on that when you start creating your ads. And secondly, who is the audience that you're sending these ads to? So there will be more training as we go through the mastermind on figuring out your soul clients and how you speak to them and where they hang out and all of that kind of thing, of course. And there's going to be more training specifically on these Facebook ads and how you go about creating them. But this is your starting point before you even begin those ads, okay? So that when you go in to create your first ad, you're clear on what the objective is and who your audience are. And as I say, your audience is going to be something that you play with, and it will change and it will grow as you do. So don't worry about being perfect with it. This is about just starting to get a bit of an idea of where are my ideal clients hanging out, what do they like reading, what do they like listening to, who do they like following, what are some of the, are they married, are they not, do they live in certain areas or not? All of that is food for thought and for you to start playing with today. I hope this gives you a starting point. And I don't want you to get overwhelmed with this. It's just a starting point before you dive into those ads. So really spend a little bit of time this week actually sitting down, brainstorming, thinking about discovering your ideal clients and how you're going to target them on Facebook when it comes to that audience selection. So what books do they like? Where do they hang out? All the things that I've said already. Play with that, experiment with that, and share what you come up with, because I'd love to see it. And if you've got any questions about it, you know exactly where I am. Okay. Have fun with this. I hope you find it useful, and I will see you really soon. Bye.